Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the 2018 horror movie Summer of '84. A film that has been getting a lot of attention over the last couple of months and seems to be doing quite well. I've seen quite a number of reviews on this film and I've been quite looking forward to watching it. And this is a film that in a lot of ways has been unfairly compared to things like Stranger Things because of its setting. And actually the only things that are comparable to Stranger Things in this movie is the soundtrack, which is very Stranger Things, it's very synth heavy, and the setting. This film actually has more in common with things like Fright Night and Disturbia. It's like a mashup of those two movies to a large degree. And what is this film about? Well, this film is about four friends in the summer of 1984 who essentially come to suspect their neighbour, who is a police officer, may well be a serial killer. So they spend their whole summer watching him, tailing him, spying on him, in the hope that they are going to find some evidence to prove that he is in actual fact a serial killer. And that is basically the movie in a nutshell. And from my perspective, what did I think of this film? Well, like I said, I was really looking forward to this film, and I have to say, I really did enjoy this to a large degree. I did enjoy this film. I thought it was really well made, a lot of fun in a lot of ways, but I don't think it's perfect. I do think there are some issues with it, but it's actually quite clever as well, because this film kind of lures you into a false sense of security with its nostalgia feeling, and then it gives you a right old slap in the face to wake you up. And one of my biggest gripes with the movie was its pacing's not brilliant. It's quite slow paced, and there's not an awful lot of horror in it until it decides to give you a slap in the face, and it almost reminds you that you're watching a horror film at the end, and it does it in such a way it's a tonal shift, and it's almost an uncomfortable tonal shift that when I first saw it and experienced this tonal shift, I didn't feel as though it suited the film, but on reflection I actually thought it was quite brave, and it opens up a lot of possibilities for the future of this film if they do decide to make more, and it does leave it open to potentially make more. So yeah, I think the setting is quite clever, because I think it does lure you into that false sense of security, that great nostalgia feeling. It's a film that focuses on friendships and that feeling, that feeling you were young in the summer holidays when you just wanted to have adventures with your friends, and that's what it focuses really heavily on. These four kids, all fleshed out really well. They're all written really well, and they've all been chosen really well in regards to the actors they got for the parts, because everybody does a really good job in this film in regards to the acting department, because they basically carry the film, these teenage actors, and it works really well. You do feel that bond there, you do feel that friendship, and it to a certain degree, a large degree, it's got that 80s Spielbergian Goonies type feeling, like I say, almost to the detriment of the film, because you have to remind yourself that you're watching a horror sometimes, but you don't need to, because by the end it does remind you that this is indeed a horror. I do think the horror aspects of this film though should have come into play a little bit earlier. I think it comes a little bit late in the day, and when it does come, the tonal shift is a bit unnerving or a bit jarring, and I think it would have probably been better if these horror elements had been sprinkled a bit more evenly throughout the film. But from my perspective, I really enjoyed this. Great soundtrack, quite a bitter ending, but quite a brave ending I think this film gave us. I did, upon reflection, enjoy the ending. Initially I didn't. I wasn't keen on the ending, but I do think it was quite a clever way to end the film, and an interesting way to end the film, and it left me thinking of all the possibilities that this nearly said franchise then, but if they wanted to do more of these, I think there's an awful lot of possibilities for what they could do. So yeah guys, I think this is certainly worth a watch. It is a little bit different. It's unfair for it to be compared to Stranger Things, because like I say, the only comparison that I do think is fair is through the soundtrack and through the setting. I don't think it's a cop-out setting it in the 80s the way they have, you know, to go down this nostalgia route that everybody seems to be doing at the minute. It seems to be the thing to do. But I actually think if you actually analyse the reasons why they did it, I think it does make an awful lot of sense. And it worked really well. Well written, well directed, well fleshed out characters, and I don't really have a problem with this film at all. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I think it had some problems. I think it could have been a little bit more horrific, a little bit earlier. You do have to sometimes remind yourself that you're watching a scary film, because it feels like you're watching Goonies sometimes when you're watching this film, these kids on this adventure, and then it gives you a good old slap in the face by the end. But yeah, I did enjoy this film. It's a 7.5 out of 10 for me, guys. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hi, this is just a quick message from me to thank you very much for watching this video and for checking out the channel. Please do me a huge favour and click that like button. Please leave as many comments as you like on the videos, and of course don't forget to click that subscribe button. And if you do click that subscribe button, click the notification bell as well, so that you never miss out on any content that I put up on YouTube. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.